Welcome back to another video, guys. So today is Monday, so that means that we're gonna be doing something a little bit interesting. I want to start off kind of like a little mini series of Moto Mondays, and basically what that consists of is every Monday I upload a vlog onto YouTube for y'all, and I think that'll keep me a little bit consistent, because normally on a Monday it's kind of slow and I'm able to actually have time to go out and get a little ride in, make a video, and pretty much sum it up from there. So that's what we're going to start doing from now on. We're going to have Moto Mondays. That's the most definite attempt that we're going to try and make. Now, with that being said, goals and plans. We'll start off with bike goals. What are we going to do with Miss Headlamp? So So, bike goals. What is the next step for Miss Salem here? Well, the next step, I'll tell you what. A buddy of mine at work said, hey, you know, I have a guy who can fix up your shit. So, to sum it all up, I have a Thunderheader. I'm pretty sure I've talked about it before. But I have a Thunderheader exhaust that was in my room, and it was a little bit rusty, and it's got a little bit of damage when it comes to like being flattened, because the previous owner is just ballsy and, you know, leans so far that it's a little scrape in there or whatever the fuck. And it also had a crack in it. Now, it wasn't a bad crack. It was just kind of like a tiny little slight one. And so my buddy at work was like, hey, I know a guy, he can weld, he can fix it up for you. And I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, you know, it's gonna be this much. And I was like, all right, super cheap, fuck it. I mean, I just have it sitting in my room. I keep on telling everybody like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get it fixed and I'm gonna put it on my bike. But I just never had the time to actually take it up to like a muffler shop and get that done. So I went ahead, paid, gave him my exhaust, and not only did he fix the crack in my exhaust, but he also sanded it down a little bit and repainted it. And I'm very appreciative of that, because I mean, it wasn't gonna look pretty. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, it was gonna look brand fucking new, but now it looks brand new. But it wasn't gonna look pretty at first, but it's all fixed up now. Oh my god, my back is killing me. Back to what I was saying. Okay, so next goal for Salem is step 1, Thunderheader fix. So we're gonna put that on there. Next step is to go ahead and get my S&S teardrop air cleaner, and we're gonna put that on there. So once we have that and the thunder header put on, then good old Salem will get a tune. Now, for those who are wondering, why don't I just go ahead and put the thunder header on now? Well, because, so here's the issue with my bike currently. So the previous owner, and at first I was kind of pissed about it, but now I've accepted it for what it is. So the previous owner decided to put a high flow Vance and Hines short shots, or whatever they're called, but he put a high flow exhaust on my bike when he owned it, but he kept a stock air cleaner on there. Now, with that being said, I've been running my bike with absolutely, from what I know, no tune, stock air cleaner, high flow exhaust. That's, I mean, you can technically, you're allowed to do that. It's not good on the bike though for the long run. So I'm betting when he went and got this put on, or whether he put it on himself, he was like, okay, I'm just gonna put a high flow on there and wait until I get my air cleaner, and then boom, I'll have 2 high flows. But he never got around to doing that. And don't get me wrong, I don't know who the guy is or who the previous owner is. It could be a girl for all I know. I don't know who previously owned it. What I do know is that this bike was starting to see some neglect, because I mean, the bolts are rusty on it. When it comes to my swing arm where it links, that's also rusted a little bit, and it's got a dent in it. There's a couple scratches that I know about but no one else sees that were on the bike. And I mean, it was a pre-owned. It's stuff that you're gonna have to just accept when you get a pre-owned motorcycle. It's just the reality of it. So that is why I say be careful and be choosy on what you get for. Jesus, bro, you need to fix your brakes. Be careful for what you're buying and what you're looking for when you're going to get a pre-owned motorcycle, or even vehicle, just any vehicle in general. Because there's little trinkets like that to where you don't know about it until you get informed on it, and then you're like, well, shit, I didn't know that. And it's something that you're just gonna have to deal with in the long run if you keep your bike for that long. So with Salem, I mean, to be fair, ever since I've gotten her, I take care of the bike as much as I can. Anytime that I need to get something done, I try my hardest to make sure that said problem gets handled. Because I love this bike. I want to keep this bike for damn near forever. I don't plan on ever getting rid of it. And I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, you know, here in a couple months, you're going to want a bagger. You're going to want to go ahead and trade in your bike for something else. And yeah, the idea of that, I mean, I guess if I look at it from like getting warranty and all that, the idea of it does look a little bit convincing. I didn't mean it. But at the same time, it's like, it's my first bike and I love it. The reason I got this bike was because it is literally my dream bike. I don't see myself ever getting rid of it and I know that for a damn fact, because ever since I've gotten this bike, it's just been me and Salem. Literally. Like, I really don't go anywhere without my bike. I'm always riding it. I always have it around me. I'm always cleaning it off and wiping it down or whatever the hell. Anytime anybody sees me, it's Lucif and Salem. So it's like, when it comes to my bike now, as corny as it sounds, but my bike is now a part of my personality in a sense. So with that being said, it's like, why would I ever plan on getting rid of it? Because the bike is me. I am the bike, if that makes sense to anybody. So yeah, I don't ever see myself getting rid of Salem ever. That is something we also need to get fixed. So I don't know if you just noticed, but I went to shift in a second and it just completely slipped from me. So great. But yeah, well, we're back at the shop. I'm gonna eat because I am starving enormously, and yeah, I need to get some food in me. So we will continue this off when we're leaving the shop. So yeah. So it might be a little bit of a process to get to, but you know, I mean, eventually we'll get there. And eventually it's just gonna be something that I'm gonna love. One of my biggest issues that I'm trying to figure out on what I want to do when it comes to motor wise is whether or not I want to go ahead and, so right now we have a stock 96 motor. So stock 96 motor, hold up. So right now we have a stock 96 motor. No cam, nothing, just a high flow exhaust that's put on it. That's pretty much it. Now, with that being said, I want to stunt my bike. And I've specified this many times. At this point, I know it's annoying when I say it and when I tell people or whatever, but that is what I want to do eventually. And with stunting, you don't want to have a lot of power. You're more willing to want to have a lot of torque. So with that being said, I mean, honestly, on a stock motor with a good tune, with a 2-in-1 and a high flow air cleaner, if I just chain drive my bike instead of having a belt, I'll get a little bit more torque out of it and it will do great. That's why when you see a lot of these stunters out here that have just a stock bike with a 2-in-1 and an air cleaner with a tune, most of them, it varies. Some of them like to have the classic old belt, and then others are just like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead to switch over to the chain. And I've given it a lot of thought. I don't think that I necessarily want to go chain drive yet, because chain drive is, now don't get me wrong, it produces a lot of torque from what I've been told, but at the same time, chains are more meant to be on bikes that have a lot of power beefed into them. So chains are more meant for bikes that have a lot of power in them. Like almost every single bike that I've seen come into the shop that's pushing like about 134, 135 horsepower, they're just chain drive. That's pretty much it. Let's see. Gonna back this bitch right back up in here, brother. And then straight back. And we don't want to go too far back. God damn. That heat low-key is getting to me, I'm not gonna lie. It's because that wind is gone now, so now all I am getting is just heat plus and there goes the wind. Fucking prick. I would say brother, but he's a squid. I like squids, but they're not so nice to me since, you know, I'm just a guy on a Harley. Ugh. About to leave Salem here on lock. Don't want to do that. Go ahead and lock it up. Lock it up, Willie. Lock it up. But yeah, when it comes to chain drive, I mean, I'm more than willing to do it if it's gonna provide me higher numbers in torque. But for now, I'm just gonna stick with belt because that's the only knowledgeable thing I know of as of current. But we'll get there eventually.
Bye.
I'll text you. Completely just fucking reminded. So, what to expect for upcoming videos? Let's get into that real quick. So, my main goal for the next couple weeks is to, well, obviously save up, make the bike better and whatnot, but also we are gonna go on a little trip. And with that being said, where are we going exactly? Well, let's get into that. I want to go and hit the Twisted Sisters. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, there are some roads called the Twisted Sisters. They're located in Texas, and I'm from Texas. I've already stated this before, but yeah. But yeah, I live in Texas. That is my home state, and I've always wanted to go to the Twisted Sisters. It's just been a goal. I feel like everybody at one point needs to go because it's so beautiful and the roads just look amazing, and the scenery, especially when you go during like early and mid-spring and sometimes even during the fall, everybody just talks so much about how good it looks, and I want to experience it. I also realized that I have lived in Texas all my life and I have never gone to see the mountains we have in this state. Now, to those who are like, well, Texas has mountains? Yes, we kind of have mountains. So I want to go ahead and visit the Guadalupe Mountains and also the Big Bend. So we will go ahead and plan that. Obviously, I'm gonna vlog it. Ooh, I gotta rip this. So I want to hit the Big Bend. I want to see the Guadalupe Mountains. It's just a goal of mine to do. So expect to see some footage of that here in about a couple weeks or maybe a month. I'm not going to give an exact date. You know, y'all will know when y'all know. But that is just a goal of mine to do. I feel like it's better for me to go alone, so that way I'm not distracted by anything. So that way I'm not distracted by anything or anybody and having to keep my eye on people. Plus, it's something I feel like would make me improve as a better rider, to learn how to ride on my own, even though I already basically do. I mean, yeah, I go out and I ride with people occasionally, but I've never made quite long distance trips, as a matter of fact, ever. But yeah, I think it's just something that I need to experience on my own. So yeah, I think that's something that I need to go ahead and experience on my own, is just learning how to ride long distance trips by myself. But we're almost home, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the video here. I want to thank you very much for watching. I appreciate those who genuinely care and want to watch my videos just because they enjoy them. If you're new to the channel and you like the content that I put out, then go ahead and hit that subscribe. If you want, you can leave a like. That's up to you. I'll let you be the choice of that. So yeah, I know this dude don't want to race. I love doing that with people. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.